You're listening to the legendary podcaster, the one, the only, T-Jam D. Your personal favorite, and the show you've been waiting for. Probably Offensive.
Welcome to Probably Offensive. I am your host, Anthony Scott Dover, and your pandemic update. And again, I say, like I've said so many times, that we will not always have a pandemic update, but today we do. So we're almost up to 20 million cases, actually. But the good news is the positive tests are starting to slow down. In some states, they're slowing down. I heard today on the news that positive tests are slowing down in Wisconsin and other states too. Wisconsin was one of the big ones where they were only reporting less than 1,000. There's like 600 and something positive tests a day when they were well over 1,000 there for a little while of positive tests a day. Now, keep in mind that these positive tests, it's a small fraction. It's a small percentage of the, population that's been tested. Like I've said last week that the numbers are underinflated. I know conspiracy theorists will tell you that the numbers are overinflated, but that's not true. Those people are not 100% sane, so they have very little logic. The numbers are underinflated for positive tests because not everybody's been tested who has coronavirus. Some people get it. They're not worried about being tested. They go on about their business. They get over it and they continue keep it moving. We're well over 311,000 deaths from COVID. I don't know how accurate those numbers are with deaths. I just know that they're not accurate with positive tests. So we have vaccines being distributed. Many people are not planning to take the vaccine. Like I said before, we only need really half the people in America to take the vaccine for it to be effective. I know that you're thinking, where did you get this math from? If half the people take the vaccine, then half the people cannot contract or spread the virus. And then the other half the people, if they've already had the virus, then they won't be spreading it either. If they've already had the virus and then they've gotten past it, they won't spread it either. So that way the virus will be still here. It won't just magically go away. It'll go away. We'll see. It'll just, one of these days I'll be right. It'll go. No, it will not just go away, my boy. But the virus, will not spread. It'll die down to a minimum. It's just like the flu. It mutates and you get flu shots, or I don't get flu shots every winter, but some of y'all get flu shots every winter. The flu doesn't just go away. So anybody thinking this virus, it'll just go away. No, it won't. But that is your COVID update. You know, we're so used to living with COVID in our society that the numbers don't really mean a whole hell of a lot anymore. It's like you give the numbers, you know, over 18 million cases and 311,000 deaths, and that don't really mean anything. Breaking records of, you know, contracting the virus, you know, new cases per day and all that, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't mean anything anymore. The only thing that really means something is, when are we going to be done with this? That's what people want to know, is when we're going to be done with. And there's no real answer to that. I think the real answer to COVID is really the vaccine, and how effective is the vaccine, and is there any side effects? Is there any side effects, or, you know, are people going to have, you know, be spraying diarrhea out of their nose as a side effect to the vaccine, or, you know, bubbles going to be coming out of their ear, or are they going to grow scales? Will their hair turn green, or like the Joker? What is the side effects? You know, will you grow a very small leg on your shoulder or something? Can you imagine people having a little tiny leg on their shoulder with foot on there, like a little Barbie leg with toenails and everything? Grow that as a side effect of the vaccine. Can you imagine people having to, companies be rushing to make jackets with a little spot for a leg on the shoulder? Yeah, that'd be funny. Capitalize on the side effects. But are you going to be in some major lawsuit, you know, a year after taking the vaccine, class action lawsuit for, you know, all the stuff that's happened to you? You know, your butthole's bleeding, won't stop bleeding. You know, whatever it is, the side effects, dry mouth, you know, strokes, heart attack. You know, are you going to have to survive the vaccine is the question. So long as the vaccine keeps you from catching or spreading COVID, and the side effects are not terrible, I think it will be considered effective. We'll be past COVID when, like I said, at least half the people, they're shooting to get more than half, 90% of people vaccinated. That's what the medical community and the political community are shooting for. 90% of people vaccinated, and everything is fine and good, and we're moving forward. So we'll see what happens. I have a memoriam. I don't know if that's what you call it, but in memoriam, like I've tried to announce, whenever there's a celebrity death, somebody who is well known has died, I try to announce that if I remember to or know about it. And this week or last week, before Christmas sometime, a few days, I think it was last Sunday when the first time I heard about it. It was during football, because This guy was a football player. His name is Kevin Greene. He passed away. Kevin Greene was I think originally played for the Steelers. Then he played for Carolina and a couple of others, the 49ers. But he's a Hall of Famer, Kevin Greene. And played for the Steelers back in a time where they did not win any Super Bowls. But they had this good defense with Kevin Greene and Greg Lloyd. But yeah, that was a significant time period in the Steeler history, because Steelers traditionally they won the Super Bowl 4 times. It was all 4 times was in the 70s until Bill Cowher. They won 1 Super Bowl where they played Seattle. And the referees pretty much helped the Steelers win that one. But then they won another one with Tomlin as the coach. So the Steelers have actually won 6 Super Bowls. They won most of theirs, like I said, in the 70s, when their linemen were juiced up on roids, reportedly. But they had a defense called the Steel Curtain. But ironically, in the 80s and 90s, the Steelers didn't win any Super Bowls. They did get to a Super Bowl in the 90s and lose to the Cowboys, of course. That's when Neil O'Donnell was their quarterback. And I do think that Kevin Greene played for that team that lost the Super Bowl. He ended up as a coach, a defensive line coach for the Green Bay Packers when they won the Super Bowl. But Kevin Greene has passed away. I don't know why. He was only 58 years old. I haven't heard anything about what happened. So we'll stay tuned for that. And condolences to all the friends, family, and fans of Kevin Greene. I think he was a linebacker or a defensive lineman. Played most of his career for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rest in peace, Kevin Greene. All right. Speaking of sports, since Kevin Greene was an athlete, Hall of Famer, like I said, for the Steelers, he ended up going into the Hall of Fame. We're going to get on to some other things in sports. For one, the Kentucky Wildcats basketball team, college. They are, last I heard, 1-6. Now this is unheard of for Kentucky. The Kentucky Wildcats, and it's kind of funny. Usually that team they have a great team. Usually they are national championship contenders. They have a winning tradition in Kentucky. And like I said, they've only played 7 games so far. Maybe they'll just win the rest of their regular season games. That's not likely to be the case, but it could happen. It might. But right now, the Kentucky Wildcats look very bad. John Calipari is their coach. He's been making up all kind of excuses and talking about